Live from downtown Detroit, Local 4 News at 11 starts now.
New at 11, dozens of people stranded for hours after they filled their cars with contaminated gasoline. What management says happened.
After 3 days in a row of fantastic weather, the clouds and the rain arriving for Election Day. We'll see if it'll be a complete washout.
First, the final countdown. Just hours before the polls open, Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump make their final pitches for the White House. Good evening and thanks for joining us. The world is watching as Americans choose their next president.
What began more than a year ago finally comes to a head tomorrow. Countless campaign stops, millions of dollars in ads, and when it all comes down to it, Michigan could end up deciding this election.
And which is why both campaigns spent a good part of their day here. We've got you covered.
Rhonda Walker in New York City tonight with the national view on the election, but we'll start things off this evening with Mara McDonald in Grand Rapids, where Donald Trump will be speaking shortly if he hasn't taken the stage yet. Mara.
Good evening to you, Devin. Hold on just 1 minute. Let me turn around and see what we've got going right now. I believe that's Ted Nugent. All of a sudden has just appeared. Yes, that's definitely Ted Nugent. It has been an unprecedented day in Michigan presidential politics. We've had both candidates here. We've had a sitting president here stumping for one, and we're waiting Donald Trump at this hour. We expect him to be an hour late, but apparently we're going to have a Nugent concert while we wait.
Michigan has been one big strategic map all day and night, both campaigns crisscrossing the state to juice their turnout.
If you give me the honor of being your president, I'm going to do everything I can to get this country and everybody in it back up on our feet.
Clinton in the heart of conservatism in West Michigan, making her pitch with the biggest gun she has, the President of the United States in Ann Arbor, stumping for her.
I already voted. I voted for Hillary Clinton because I am absolutely confident that when she is president, this country will be in good hands.
Meanwhile, the Trump family was all over the state, whether it was Don Jr. in Detroit.
We need someone who has the guts to take on that system. We need someone who has the ability to hold people accountable and won't just roll over each and every time. That's my father. I've seen him do it time and time again, and he will not let you down.
Or Ivanka on the west side of the state.
He'll work so hard for you. So please work so hard for him. We don't have much time left.
Pence has already hit Traverse City, all in preparation for the final rally tonight in Grand Rapids, where we're looking at as many as 10,000 people showing up.
I think Trump's going to give us less government, less regulations. We got way too many regulations.
I think he's going to make a great leader. I think he's going to do a good job bringing back jobs and making America great again.
Back here live, the Motor City Madman is on stage right now. We are hearing that Trump is going to be about an hour late, which means he should take the stage here probably a little bit after midnight. We will not be breaking in with that live. However, you can watch the whole thing on our web channel. Click on Detroit.com. We are live in Grand Rapids tonight, but Rhonda Walker is live in New York City tonight. She's going to be spending election night with the NBC crew at NBC Election Headquarters. Good evening, Rhonda.
Good evening to you, Mara, and good evening, everyone, from the heart of New York City. This is where all of that energy is going to come to next, and it has been an exciting day watching all the preparations from here outside of the NBC studios. Democracy Plaza is ready to go. That's where you're going to be able to watch all of the poll results come in all across the nation as those election results come in. You're going to watch it in a very interactive way here, just feet away, in fact, from some of the campaign headquarters of both Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump. It all culminates here, and New York is ready. All eyes will be on New York City tomorrow, and the security shows it. NYPD adding 5,000 officers and treating this election day just like they treat security for New Year's Eve celebrations, as both campaign headquarters are less than 2 miles apart. Unprecedented security for an unprecedented election, and unprecedented attention on Michigan the day before the polls open.
Donald Trump has to pick off one more Democratic state to be able to get to 270 electoral votes. And honestly, when they see their numbers, they actually think that Michigan gives them a better chance. The Clinton campaign, though, wants to really wall that off and make it where there's no way that the Donald Trump campaign can end up winning.
Hey, KP, do you know if anybody's still up on the roof at Saks?
Our friends at NBC are feverishly working all night to set up their Democracy Plaza on the Rockefeller Center ice rink. The building and the ice will be lit up all night long as the votes come in. Tomorrow is NBC's Super Bowl of sorts, and it's been a long road getting here.
This has been going on for a solid 2 years, I feel like. So this is a very good culmination of the election process, and I think many of us who have traveled for the last year or so doing debates and conventions and more debates will be very happy when the election is over.
I think that's pretty collective, that it's been an exhausting couple of years for not only those that are campaigning, but as citizens in the United States to watch all of this unfold. But now it's time for us to vote and make the decision. The polls and none of those things matter. It's all about Tuesday, Election Day, and it's going to be very exciting here in New York to watch all of those returns come in and illuminate on the Rockefeller ice. Back to you.
Not that they need any more excitement. I mean, it's known as the city that never sleeps. But tell us about the lay of the land and where the campaigns are, Rhonda.
Okay, so the lay of the land, where I'm standing right now, is actually on the other side of Democracy Plaza. In fact, I'm actually just 2 blocks from the Hilton Hotel. This is called the Avenue of Americas, or 6th Avenue here in New York City. The Hilton Hotel is where the Trump campaign will have their rally as those election results come in. And then only a couple of miles from here, Hillary Clinton's campaign will be doing the same at the Javits Center. It's the convention center here in New York City. So truly, this campaigning, all of it, the last couple of years is going to culminate here in New York City as we watch those returns come in, and I'll be right here to bring it to you all. Back to you guys.
All right.
It's not often.
How exciting.
Not often you have both campaigns
so close
headquartered
together
in the same city.
That's right.
Exactly.
Well, make Local 4 and click on Detroit, your election headquarters.
From when the polls open until they close, we have you covered on the presidential race and all 600 plus local races that we're following. We hope you'll join us on clickondetroit.com. We'll start our webcast tomorrow night at 7 p.m. and then stay with us on the broadcast side on Local 4 all night for election updates until we have a new president.
Well, dozens of people left stranded today when they filled up with watered-down gas from a Sunoco gas station on Detroit's east side. Let's get to Kimberly Gill. She's there live, and I understand a lot of unhappy customers, Kim.
Unhappy indeed. Carmen, good evening to you. State officials were here earlier just testing the gasoline, trying to make sure that it was okay. It was not okay. In the meantime, the owners here have shut off the pumps, and they are not allowed to sell any gas until the problem is fixed.
I can't go anywhere now. Like, I've been here since 12 o'clock this afternoon. Upset, angry.
That's how nearly 24 people were feeling after they bought bad gasoline Monday at the Sunoco station at Harper and Connor.
Got gas, then I tried to roll out, and then I got stuck. And then I went down to the auto mechanic down the street, and he said, this young lady right here just came over here and said the same thing, what was wrong with her car.
Work hard for what we have. Now, I had to pay my sister $20 to go get my kids because the gas went in my car at 108 today.
Managers at the Sunoco station say they're doing what they can to make the situation right, including paying for each car to be repaired.
We don't know what's the problem yet, but Sunoco itself, they've been notified, the owner had been in here, and everything is in track. And people have been affected, they're having their cars being fixed. And that's all I can tell you.
But these folks say that's not good enough. They're concerned they'll have no recourse if they have problems later.
I think they need to reimburse our cars because we got a lot of people out here. I had to call off work for this situation. We can't even get a receipt here, basically. Like, I don't know what's going on.
They definitely should reimburse us for our cars because I'm pretty sure we're going to have a problem with it.
Now, mechanics were here late into the night trying to fix the problem. They were draining all the fuels out of those cars that were affected. They also changed the fuel pumps, the fuel filters, as well as cleaned the fuel injectors, and they say that that should fix the problem. We're live tonight in Detroit. Kimberly Gill, Local 4.
Let's hope so. All right, Kim. The city of Detroit is considering naming a street after the DPD officer killed in the line of duty. Corporal Myron Jarrett was laid to rest today. Jarrett, a father of 4, was killed last week while responding to a traffic stop. The driver was allegedly high on crack at the time, though he was caught and arrested.
Tonight, the AFA or the FAA and local law enforcement are investigating several reports of lasers being pointed at planes heading for Metro Airport.
6 of them, 6 planes reported seeing the lasers while over City Airport. The FAA is working with other agencies in this investigation because pointing a laser at an aircraft is a federal crime. Crews just finished their repair work to make sure Grosse Pointe South High School will be open for voting tomorrow. A dump truck knocked down the power lines there and a traffic signal, in fact, by the school. This is right at the intersection of Fisher and Grosse Pointe Boulevard. No one was hurt, but power was cut to the area, and it is, in fact, has just been turned back on tonight, and everything we're told is back to normal. Should not be any delays for voting. That's a polling place.
All right, that's good to know. Well, this sounds like a scene out of a popular movie, but this snake on a plane was very real. There you can see him. We'll tell you where this venomous viper was found sneaking a ride in the sky.
And a house of horrors. Investigators find another body at the home of a confessed serial killer. Ben?
Devin, when polls open at 7 a.m. tomorrow, we will be dry. We'll also see the most sunshine that we're going to get all day, but the rain won't be far behind. We'll tell you what impact that's going to have coming up.
This is big. Just take a look at the excitement on these kids' faces. The latest phase of Help Me Hank the School project being revealed tonight, and you're getting an inside look. That story for you right after the break.
A Detroit school gym in desperate need of repair.
It's a little bit heartbreaking.
No equipment, dirty walls, 2x4s and buckets serve as benches, but now it's Help Me Hank the School project to the rescue. The big changes inside the gym at Thurgood Marshall Elementary and Middle School will have a major impact today and for many years to come.
A generous donor with a familiar name stepping up to make a difference in the lives of these children. Here's our Hank Winchester.
Our latest big project here at Thurgood Marshall brings us downstairs to the basement and to the gymnasium. And the transformation taking place behind these doors, it's simply incredible.
No doubt about it, this school gym had certainly seen better days.
A lot of the changes that I see in here, I think, are cosmetic.
Danielle Carmanis and her husband Peter have spent years giving back to Detroiters. Her children's programs have helped teach kids about yoga, health, and nutrition. When she saw reports on the school project, a year-long commitment to improving Thurgood Marshall, Danielle Carmanis jumped in to help.
We got this.
Yeah, we do. We got it.
We got this.
We got it. We got it. Yeah.
Moment of honesty, this project ended up being much bigger than either of us realized at the beginning. It involved a team of painters working different schedules, not disrupting the day-to-day use of the gym. Consultants, meetings with the fitness team to select the right equipment. Remember, this gym had almost nothing. In fact, take a look at this video. Here, the children pretend to have jump ropes.
3, 1, 2, 3.
A lot of work needed to be done, and these little faces were the motivation to do the job and do it right.
I think, we all know how much we learned at recess and in the gym as kids. We learned those coping skills that helped us as adults.
It took a few weeks, but the cosmetic changes alone were dramatic. From floor to ceiling, a complete facelift, patching holes, replacing tiles, painting, polishing, art. Inspirational messages all there for the children.
We wanted to make this really special for the kids.
Beyond the cosmetic changes, Carmanis made an investment in bringing in new equipment, basketballs, footballs, and of course, jump ropes. The makeshift bench is gone, real gym benches now in place. All we needed were the children. The smiles, the pure joy, the excitement, all on display. Remember, many of these kids have never even seen a jump rope, hula hoops, or a soccer ball. This was a game changer.
It really means a lot to me because now I can come and actually teach the way I'm supposed to teach.
It was beyond thankful. I was ecstatic. I was happy for my children.
We all learned a lesson working on this project.
Dear Thurgood Marshall students, through these doors is a gym dedicated to you.
Working together, we had one goal.
Be strong, and be fearless.
These children reminding us the importance of teamwork.
Each and every one of you has the potential for greatness.
And one woman with a vision reminding us that giving is always better than receiving.
We believe in you.
The finishing touches being put on the gym, and now we move forward with the next project, a focus on education. A program being sponsored by Ford will bring new technology and opportunities to the children here at Thurgood Marshall, and that all gets underway next week. I'm Hank Winchester. Help me, Hank. Back to you.
You know, the thing about having a project so successful that way is that it makes you want to go on to the next one.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, there are plenty of schools in need of that kind of attention, and so help me, Hank, and Danielle Carmanis.
And the looks on the
Good
kids'
job.
faces as they ran into the gym.
You know, the parachute was cool. I remember playing with it.
You remember that?
Grade school. It was fantastic.
That wasn't that long ago, was it?
Nice. A little bit. But you know what? We have seen the warmest that we're going to see this week.
And actually, we've had all these great days. Tomorrow's election day, and there it goes.
Yeah, not going to be the nicest day that we had, but I think we'll be able to salvage much of it from what we're looking at right now. 48's the current temperature. We've seen a couple areas of fog. If we do see some patchy fog tonight, it should be out there in the next couple hours and then go away as we head towards sunrise. So when everybody gets up early, heading to work, going to the polls in the morning, fog should not be our concern, and we're going to start out dry as well. Temperature-wise, starting to see some 30s show up here. 39 will appear, 37 in Port Huron, also out in Ann Arbor. That's product of those clear skies and light winds. It's also allowing some of that fog to form as well. But clouds are on their way as those advance across the state and come in from the lake and over into parts of Wisconsin. That's going to eventually bring some rain in here, but I don't think that we're going to see the raindrops until we get into the afternoon. Latest computer model is pretty much consistent on the timing from what we were talking about earlier. Should see the showers start to move in about 2-3 o'clock in the afternoon, mainly in our west zone, and then those will spread across the area. The difference is not quite as intense as what we were looking at earlier, so a little bit more scattered as far as the rain goes, but still going to be there and still exiting probably before 7 p.m. So it is going to be a pretty small window relatively of about 4 hours or so where we'll be seeing these scattered showers across the area. After that, well, that's the temperature forecast from there on out as we watch these numbers heading down going into the upcoming weekend. May even see our first below freezing number in Metro this season. But tonight we will be in the 40s, mostly clear skies. Winds are going to be light. So again, the fog should not be much of an issue by the time we head towards daybreak tomorrow. High temperatures in our 4-zone forecast. Warmest here in the Metro zone in the upper 50s. So most locations are going to stay away from that 60-degree mark. If we do get there, it's going to be close to Lake Erie probably in the afternoon tomorrow. Cooler numbers where that front comes through first out in Lenawee County. Onset, you're going to be at 55 degrees. West zone, you'll 56 in Ann Arbor, 56 in Milford, and generally around that number in most locations. North of 59, again, slightly milder towards the lakes, but there will be some spots in the mid-50s here, mainly across Lapeer County as we head into the afternoon tomorrow. So temperatures continue to move downward going into the upcoming weekend. And not only on the high side, but the low side as well. 37 by Thursday, 31 for that low on Saturday, and just barely above freezing as we head into Sunday. So the sunshine is back loaded in that forecast.
Just couldn't get it to hang on for one more day.
Yeah, one more day. That's it.
All right, Ben. It's a procrastinating student's dream how thousands of pages of homework and textbooks ended up scattered on a highway.
All right, well, explain coming up. And a suspected serial killer spilling his secrets as another body is discovered outside his home. Back in a moment.
Honesty.
The Clint.
Investigators will be returning tomorrow to search for more bodies after a third body was found on the property of a man in South Carolina. That man is accused of kidnapping a woman who was just found last week. 45-year-old Todd Kolop is accused of chaining that woman up and keeping her inside a storage container for some 2 months. The woman, as I mentioned, was found last week. Then they found the body of her boyfriend. Police found the remains of 2 more people on the property, though they have not yet been identified. Kolop has, according to police, confessed to shooting and killing 4 other people back in 2003.
Well, it's a scene straight from a movie, but Samuel L. Jackson wasn't on this flight. Take a look. Panic erupted after a snake dropped from an airplane's overhead bin. There you can see it. The plane, I should say the passengers, were headed to Mexico City on Sunday when this 5-foot-long stowaway dropped down. The snake was identified as a venomous green viper, but police are still investigating how it got onto the plane. The flight was given priority landing, and no one was hurt or bitten. Could you imagine?
Just in the carry-on.
Hello, how are you?
Snake,
An Orlando turnpike had to be shut down this morning for a cleanup after pieces of paper from textbooks littered the road.
It's the scene of a single-car crash, sent the debris flying all over the place. The woman driving the car did have to go to the hospital. How the crash occurred and why she had so many textbooks and all of this homework and paperwork in her car has not yet been figured out.
You don't think they use that as an excuse? Well, my
Pretty good.
homework
Just
was
show
in
the
that
teacher
car.
the video. Exactly.
What, she might have been the teacher with all the books and everything, yeah.
That's probably more like it.